Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In our previous videos of Dashboard series, we have already built a foundational apps covering layouts, basics, callback functions, and interactive components like drop down and sliders. If you have not watched those videos, I recommend checking them out to get a solid grounding before diving into today's advanced project. So now in today's tutorial, we will be working with a dataset named Geographic Product Demand Dataset, which contain the global sales related data. So in this video, we will be focused on specifically on data from India and the Choropleth map. We will extract the powerful insights, build interactive visualization using Dash and the Plotly, and create a fully functional business insights dashboard featuring Choropleth map, bar charts, line charts, and the geoscatter plots. And by the end of this video, you will have a solid grip on how to build this insightful multi-tab dashboard using Plotly Dash from scratch. And you will also understand how to use Choropleth map to uncover valuable insights from growing your business and making informed strategic decision. So let's get started. So here you can see this is our data set. It contains the sales information, sales revenue, sales volume, product category, city, state, even geographic coordinate like latitude and the longitude. We also have a date information which makes time-based analysis possible. Using this dataset, we will try to answer some important basic business questions, just like which states are generating the most revenue, what are the top and least selling product categories per state, how do sales evolve over time for top cities, where are the underserved market with high potential. So we will try to answer all these questions by visualizing the data and uncovering insights from it. So here you can see we have already imported the necessary libraries and loaded the dataset using the following code. And we use chunking to efficiently load only India's data from a large global dataset and combine it into one clean data frame for further analysis. Next, we align the name of Indian states in our dataset with those used in the get a JSON file. So this is crucial because even a slight differences in spelling or naming conventions like Odisha versus Orissa or Delhi versus NCT of Delhi can prevent the map from rendering correctly. So to handle this, we use a state mapping dictionary that ensure consistency by mapping all variation to correct get JSON labels. So these steps ensure the Choropleth map match the geographic shapes accurately when plotted. Now that we have cleaned the dataset, the next step is to prepare it for visualization. So here I am making the working copy of the dataset. And then converting the date column into date time format. So this is important for the time-based analysis later in the dashboard. For example, visualizing monthly revenue trends. Then we replace the state names using our previously defined state mapping dictionary. So this ensures the name in our dataset match exactly with those in the get.json file used for the Choropleth map. And finally, we extract the list of state names from the get.json file into a file to be used later for creating a complete data frame that includes all the state, even those with missing data, to ensure a consistent map rendering. Now let's write the code to create some visualization using the clean dataset. So let's get started. So now let's write the code for our first visualization. A Choropleth map showing total sales revenue by state. So here we are grouping the data set by state and summing up the sales revenue to get total revenue per state. We reset the index to convert the result into a proper data frame. Next, we create a dev data frame, all state df, using the list of all Indian states extracted earlier from the get.json. So this ensures that even if a state has no data, so it will still appear on the map. Then we merge the aggregate revenue data with all state df using a left join, so every state's included. Now to any missing revenue values from state with no sales are filled with 0 to ensure clean visuals. Now we use Plotly Express to create the Choropleth map by passing in the state revenue data frame, which contain each state's total revenue. We use the geojson equals to geojson parameter to define the geographic boundaries, and the feature key id equals to properties dot name underscore one to match the state names between the data and the geojson. And the location equals to state parameter specify the column in our data frame that holds the state names. And for coloring, we set color equals to sales revenue to visualize their revenue values and apply a color gradient using a color continuous scales equals to YL or RD, which gives a warm visual scales from yellow to red. And lastly, we provide a descriptive chart title using a title equals to total sales revenue by state. And finally, we call update underscore geos to zoom the map into India and hide unnecessary geographic layers. So this keeps our focus solely on India's Indian states. So that's complete our first visualization. Now let's move on to our second Choropleth visualization. So this time showing total sales volume by state. We start by grouping our dataset by state again, but this time we are summing up the sales volume instead of revenue. So this gives us the total number of products sold in each state. Next, we merge the aggregate sales volume data with all state DF to ensure every state, even those with no sales volume, appear in the visualization. We then fill any missing values with 0 to avoid blank regions in the Choropleth map. Now to create our Choropleth map using Plotly Express, We pass in the state volume data frame. Use the GeoJSON file for geographic steps and set feature ID key to match our state names. The locations parameter tells Plotly to use the state column while color is set to sales volume to reflect product quantities. For the color scheme, we use color continuous scales equals to blue, which gives us a small blue gradient distinguished state by volume. And finally, we set the chart title to total sales volume by state. And again, we call update underscore geo function to automatically zoom into fit the state shapes and remove any unnecessary background details. So this gives us a clear view of where the most products are being sold across India. Next, let's build our third Choropleth visualization, which show the top selling product category by state. We begin by grouping the dataset by both state and the product category. And summing up the sales revenue. So this gives us the total revenue for each product category within each state. We again ensure state names align with our GeoJSON using the same mapping logic we applied earlier. To find the top selling product in each state, we use a group by with ID max function on sales revenue and extract those rows. The result is a data frame that holds the most revenue generating product category per state. Since Choropleth map can only take a numerical value for selling, we map each product category to a unique number using a dictionary. And add this as a new column called category code. Then we merge the top category data with the complete state list to ensure all state appear. And fill missing categories codes with -1. Now we use Plotly Express to create our third Choropleth chart, which display the top selling product categories in each state. We pass in the top category state data frame, the one we just constructed, and specify the JSON for geographic shapes. The feature ID key equals to properties dot name underscore one tells Plotly how to match state names with shapes, and the location equals to state. Parameter points to the state column in our data. We use color equals to category code to shade states based on their top selling product category, and set color continuous scales equals to varieties for a colorful distinct gradient. And the chart is titled top selling product category by state to make the visualization self-explanatory. And additionally, hover underscore name equals to product category is used to show the actual product category name when hovering over the state. And finally, we feed the map to our data and remove our outer geographic boundaries. So this visualization gives us an excellent overview of which product categories dominate in different regions across India. Now let's move on to our fourth Choropleth map. So this time we are identifying the least selling product category by state. So here we use IDX min function instead of IDX max function to find the product category with the lowest sales revenue for each state. So this helps uncover areas where certain products are underperforming. So similar the top category map, we convert a product category into numeric code to allow Plotly to visualize them using a color scale. Then we ensure all states are included in the final data frame. And fill missing categories codes with -1 for state where no data is available. And we then generate the Choropleth map using the same structure as before. We use a list category state as the data source and apply CVDX color scales, which provide the high contrast and is colorblind friendly. The hover name is again used to show category name when hovering over the states. And finally, we zoom into India region and remove background layers. So this completes our fourth map, helping us identifying product category and product categories that may need more attentions or improvement in different states. So this completes our fourth map, helping us identifying product categories that may need more attentions or improvement in different states. Next, we move on to the creating other types of charts that give us a different perspective on our data. So in these sections, we will cover three more insightful visualization bar charts that shows average revenue per product categories by state, a line charts that visualize monthly revenue trends in the top 5 cities, and geoscatter plots that help us identify on underserved market based on the sales revenue and product diversity. So first we calculate the average sales revenue for each product categories in every states. So this gives us a sense of category performance distributions within state. So to again insights into regional growth patterns. So we start by identifying the top 5 cities that have generated the highest total sales revenue across the dataset. We use the enlarge function method to extract these top performers. Once we have this list, we filter our dataset to include only transactions from these cities. Then to analyze time-based trends, we convert the date column into monthly period using pandas dd to period function parameter m and transform it into string format for easier plotting. After preparing the monthly column, we group the data by city by both city and month and aggregate the sales revenue. So this structures dataset allow us to generate line charts that clearly illustrate how sales have evolved over time in India's top performing cities. So it helping stakeholders recognize patterns, peak and tips in revenue performance throughout the year. Now to identify and also markets, a region that generates high revenue but offer limited variety to customers. So we first calculate the number of unique product categories sold in each city. So this number gives us a measure of category diversity, which can be proxy for the richness of product offering. A city with high revenue but low diversity might indicate a demand for broader product choices. Next, we calculate the total sales revenue for each city to understand its business skills. To make these informations visually accessible, we merge the diversity and revenue data. And then join it with geographic coordinates, latitude and longitude for accurate placement on the map. So these final merged datasets enable us to plot each city on a geographic scatter plot where bubble size represents the revenue and color intensity indicates diversity. So this powerful visualization help us spot high potential cities where business can be expand by introducing underrepresented product categories. So now that we have prepared our data and structured it for analysis, so let's move on to the using to build our visualization. We will begin with the first of our three directional additional charts, bar charts. So these charts will help us compare the average revenue generated by each product category across the different states, offering a clear view of which category are leading or lagging in different regions. So let's dive into the code and the create it step by step. So here we use a Plotly Express to build a bar charts that visualize the average revenue generated by each product category in every state. So the category stage average data frame, which we prepared earlier, contain mean revenue value for each product category group by state. We pass this data frame into px.bar function, set the x-axis as the state names and the y-axis as the corresponding average sales revenue. So the color parameter is set to product category so that each bar is color coded by the category and enabling us to distinguish revenue contribution visually. And finally, the title parameter adds a clear title to the chart average revenue per product category by state. So this chart is especially useful for quickly spotting which product categories dominated in certain regions and where there may be room to grow. Now let's move on to the second visualization in the set. So a line chart that tracks revenue growth over time for the top 5 cities. We use Plotly Express to create this chart, passing in the monthly revenue data frame, which contains revenue figures grouped by the city and month. And the X parameter is set to month to display the time series along the uh, horizontal axis, and Y is set to sales revenue to show revenue values over time. And the color parameter distinguish each city with a different color, making it easy to compare trends across the region. Set the title as a monthly revenue growth for the top 5 cities. And finally, so the marker goes to true. Option adds points to the line, which enhance readability by clearly showing revenue values for each month. So this line chart is particularly valuable for recognizing seasonal trends, identifying peak performance periods, and monitoring overall revenue progression in India highest performing markets. And finally, we build a geoscatter plot using Plotly Express to visualize underserved markets across India. The chart is created using the fix7 equals to px.scatter underscore geo function. In this function, we pass the potential data frame, which include the city coordinates, revenue, and product category diversity. The lat and lon parameters specifying the city's geographical location using latitude and the longitude. The size parameter is set to sales revenue so that cities with higher sales appears as larger bubble. The color parameter is mapped to category diversity to show how many different product categories were sold in each city, making it easy to spot areas where variety is lacking. We also include the hover underscore name equals to city, so users can see city names on hover, and the scope equals to Asia to limit the map view to the Asian region, and the chart title underserved markets. So this visualization helps business identifying high revenue cities with a low category diversity, pointing to opportunity for product expansions, better market penetration. So together these charts and depth to our dashboards by revealing trends, distribution, and untapped opportunity in the data. Now that our visualizations are ready, now it's time to bring them together into a cohesive dashboards using Dash. So for that, we begin by initializing our Dash app and including Bootstrap for styling. So this helps us maintain a clean, responsive layout. So inside the layout, we use a DC dot container as the main wrapper for our dashboards. We also add a heading using HTML.h1 to title our app. We then define the first tab, sales, and the category Choropleth. This tab contain two rows. The first rows display the sales revenue and sales volume maps side by sides, which second row shows the top selling and the least selling product categories by state. And all charts are embedded using this is dot graph function. And the second tab labeled trends and the potential includes bar charts, line charts, and the first line chart in the first row, and a full width geo scatter block in the second. So this visualization help users explore performance trends and identifying high potential business zones. Then we use float equals to true to make sure the layout adapts to different screen size. And finally, we run the app in debug mode. Now let's run the complete code and take a look how the dashboards is rendered in the browser. So when the app loads, you will see the first land on tab 1 sales and the category Choropleth, which represent four powerful maps that allow us to explore the state level sales performance and product performance across India. And the top left map shows the total sales revenue by state. Darker red regions represent the states generating revenue, with lighter areas shows lower revenue. So this helps business instantly identifying high performing regions. For example, if Maharashtra and Karnataka appears in deep red, it suggests a strong sales activity and potential mature markets, useful for reinforcing supply chains or planning local promotion. Total sales volume by state. Using a blue color scales, while revenue reflects monetary value, volume indicates product quantities sold. A state might show high volume but low revenue, pointing to price sensitive markets. It key insights for tailoring pricing strategy or introducing values product. On the bottom left, we have a Choropleth map for top selling product category by states. Each state is colored based on its most revenue generating category. So this reveals regional preferences. So here you can see the when I over the yellow colored states, and the tooltip reveals the laptop in the top selling product category in these states. So the darker or grayed out regions indicate null values, which occurs because the dataset does not contain any data for those states. So in this specific datasets, only six states have sales data value available, which is why the map display missing values for the rest. And lastly, the bottom right map shows the least selling product category by state. It identifies the underperforming categories in each regions. So here you can see Penai over the map. Cereal is the lowest selling product in each state. So this is useful for diagnosing demand gaps, product market fit issues, or even opportunity for rebranding or a relaunching campaign. Now together these four maps helps business answer questions like where we are making the most money, what sales based in each region, where we are falling shorts. So these insights are essential for making informed strategic decision, from inventory planning to marketing focus and regional investments. So this will allow us to see all the visualization in actions and understand how they come together to provide interactive business insights. Now you switch on tab 2. Now let's explore the chart in tab 2 of our dashboards. When you switch on tab 2, trend and potential, you will see three charts designed to track sales patterns, highlights category performance, and the identifying expansions opportunities. Starting with the top left chart, we have stacked bar charts titled average revenue per product category by state. So this charts displays the average revenue generated by each product category in different states. Each bar represent a state, and the segments within the bar shows individual product categories. So this visualization is extremely helpful for comparing which categories are performing well across states. For example, if laptops and gaming consoles constantly appearing as a large uh, segment across most bar, so that signals widespread appeals. Meanwhile, smaller segments can highlight categories that are underperforming or more regional concentrated. So this is useful for evaluating which product lines to expand, promote, or reconsider. So all based on the location specific revenue behavior. Now on the top right, we see the line charts titled monthly revenue growth for top 5 cities. So these plots illustrate how sales revenue has changed over time in India's top 5 cities: Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, and Mumbai. So each city has its own color coded line, and marker are used to highlight the data points month over month. So these charts provide a valuable time series insights, helping business identifying seasonal trends, sudden spikes or dips, and overall revenue trajectories. So, for example, if sales drop sharply during certain months, so it may point to low seasonal demand or missed promotional opportunities. So, insights that crucial for quarterly planning and forecasting. And finally, at the bottom, we have a geoscatter plot title under source markets. So this map visualize city levels data where the size of each bubble represent the city total revenue and the color represent category diversity. So the number of unique product categories sold. So cities with large bubble but low color intensity indicate high revenue but limited product varieties. So signaling untapped potential. So these are the underserved markets where business can strategically introduce new product and diversify offering. So this charts acts like a heat map for expansion strategy, showing where the business is thriving and where it has room to grow. So altogether, the charts in tab 2 offer trends based insights and help spot features opportunity, making them invaluable tools for high level strategic planning. So that's it for this video. We have successfully built the fully functional business insights dashboards using Dash and the Plotly, and see complete with the Choropleth map, time series charts, and the geo visualization. I hope this video will helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.